Alright, guess what? It was actually the most predictable patch. We're just going to Koresh. Alright, let's get to it. We gotta react. I'm happy. It was the original guess, right? It was the original guess. I can go all the way back to the original video where it's just like, it's either Dementius or Zalatath. There it is. Alright, let's get to it. Let's get to it. I'm wrong. I'm wrong, but not really. Because here's the thing. We all thought it was going to be Koresh. The Undermine campaign really gave us Koresh. It was me and my... I wouldn't say hubris because I'm just... It's just theories, right? It's just videos, right? But it's like... I wanted it to be something different. It's what we got. It's already looking good, though. So, I'm wrong. Oh, well. I'm excited for Koresh. It was the most likely answer. I'll say it. Alright? It was the most likely answer. Maybe not the funnest. But it looks like it's going to be fun. So, let's get to it.
Hello everyone and welcome to WoWcast.
Alright.
Today we're going to talk about the next major content update, Ghosts of Koresh. To help us uncover what's in store, I'm joined by two developers who helped bring Koresh to life. Please introduce yourselves.
Alright.
I'm Drew D'Souza, and I'm a lead encounter designer.
I'm Steph Yoon. I'm an associate lead quest designer, and I was also the point on this content.
First things first.
Dude, I'm excited.
What is Koresh
I'm
Koresh
dealing
isn't
with being
a
wrong.
new term to us. You know, way back in Burning Crusade, we first heard about them when we met the Ethereals in Netherstorm. And, you know, they told us tales of Koresh, a beautiful, arid homeworld for the Ethereals, until Demencius the All-Devouring came and consumed their world soul.
Okay.
So we helped the Ethereals get revenge in Netherstorm, and we thought the matter was finished. And for the first time here in Ghosts of Koresh, we'll be stepping foot on what's remaining of that planet, this shattered, void-touched land. Because we've heard that evil forces are trying to resurrect Demencius the All-Devouring, and if that happens, the Ethereals are toast, and then Azeroth will be next.
Yeah, that doesn't sound too good for us.
Okay, so they're trying to res
who's gonna help us
Demencius.
try to stop Demencius?
You know, with a threat like this, it's all hands on deck. Within the last major content update,
Okay, so they're gonna
Illyria
show
sort
up.
of took a step back and undermined. But she'll be here front and center with her old mentor, Locust Walker, as he brings us to his old home planet. And the eager players among us will have already...
So you know what this means, right? If we are ever gonna get... Okay, this is the last I'm gonna do. Because I want to be happy. I'm excited about this. This was just like this was the... Like I said, is the easiest answer. Now I want to see... We're going to have to get a Hardeneer patch in like a 0.5 or a 0.7. Maybe it's the 0.5. Because Orwaina's got to do something. Or it's just such a waste.
Where there is a feature called Lore Walking, which gives hints to sort of the content that's coming up here in Ghosts of Koresh. In there, we learned that Venari and the brokers are interested in helping. Not only that, they've brought their entire city, Tazavesh, the Veiled Market, from the Shadowlands and placed it here right in Koresh. So we'll be able to use that as a home. That Venari Sea of Aerthor, where there is a feature called Lore Walking, which gives hints to sort of the content that's coming up here in Ghosts of Koresh. In there, we learned that Venari and the brokers are interested in helping. Not only that, they've...
Venari got all the brokers in on this? That's interesting.
Brought their entire city, Tazavesh, the Veiled Market, from the Shadowlands and placed it here right in Koresh. So we'll be able to use that as a home base. We're going to gather as much help as we can so that we can face immense...
She got the... Okay, this is kind of cracked out. She got all of the brokers to pull up? Okay. This is huge.
...in the raid, Manaforge Omega.
I'm excited to see Venari. I know a lot of other people are too.
Yeah, she popped up.
Can you tell us more about that, Drew?
Absolutely, there's a lot to talk about. So our raid in Ghosts of Koresh is Manaforge Omega. It's a giant facility that's been built up on the planet to...
Alright. All right, Mana Forge Omega.
harvest cosmic energy. We're going to be fighting our way in and through it to take on Shadowguard's Ethereals, who are trying to revive Dimension.
Okay, so they're trying to revive Dementius. Okay, we are getting Kai'Veza too. I mean, it was so oh my god. I wanted it to be different, but it's so predictable, but it's so good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's just it's the easiest answer. Dang it. I wanted to be special.
Yes. While we're
I
in there,
wanted to
we'll
be
face down
special.
with an army of Ethereals still being wrapped.
This is what you
the creatures
get.
are harvesting silk from, and even
This is what you get when you're like, there's going to be a 10.3. Oh my god, it's 10.3 all over
a
again.
mysterious
Oh.
council of demon hunters that have found their way onto Koresh. Oh, and of course, it's going to end with a cosmic level battle their way onto Koresh. Silk from, and even a mysterious face down with an army of Ethereals still being wrapped, the creature they're harvesting silk. We're going to be fighting our way in and through it.
This
to
is
take
cool.
on Shadowguard's Ethereals, who are trying to
It looks
revive
so good.
Dimensius. While we're in there, we'll face down with an army of Ethereals still being wrapped, the creature they're harvesting silk from, and even a mysterious council of demon hunters that have found their way onto Koresh. Oh, and of course, it's gonna end with
Council of demon hunters that have found their way to Koresh. Yo. My demon hunter patch theory. Yo, okay. We got the Haranir World Core patch dream dying. A flaming death. Okay. But demon hunters?
cosmic
Hunter
level
Cut.
battle with Dimensius, who is
They're
the
there.
biggest raid boss we've ever made.
It's crazy that we're getting Dementius in a patch that isn't midnight. So yeah, it goes... Okay. Alright, so it is the original theory. So it goes Dementius into Zalatath Void Sunwell, into Arathi stuff, or other things. Okay. Okay. Alright. Alright.
How big are we talking?
Like City of Stormwind sized?
What?
Yeah.
That thing looks so cool.
Do you have any examples of boss mechanics in the raid?
One that I think is really cool is actually our intro. Like I mentioned, this is a giant like mana intake facility, and we're actually going to come in through the pipe where they've taken the mana. We're actually going to utilize a artifact cloak we're introducing in Ghost of Koresh, the Reshi Wraps, to
An artifact cloak? Or a legendary
turn
cloak?
ourselves into energy and trick the filtration system.
I guess
So our
they
first
said
boss encounter
artifact.
is against a warden that's overlooking these pipes, and we're
Yeah,
going to
everybody
need to
got
go
the
in and out of
cloak.
energy forms to survive.
I'm excited for my druid to have another artifact. So let's break down Reshi Wraps. What's the fantasy behind them?
We wanted
so
to
it's an
give
artifact.
players an upgradable artifact that had
That's the
a visible
cloak.
component for transmogs, of course, because that's the true end game of WoW, but didn't interfere with any tier sets. So the Reshi Wraps are an artifact cloak that helps us turn our bodies from corporeal into an energy form. You know, a very powerful person within the campaign
Alright.
helps us gather these ethereal artifacts and coalesces
So
them
it's either Locust Walker or Venari.
to the Reshi Wraps. And it turns our bodies into energy form and basically allows us to see the world through the ethereal's eyes. With this, we'll be able to interface.
Okay, so Haranir, allied race, really hurting right now, but they could just be dropped in a patch. But Ethereal race being added now for midnight for this patch later on.
With an outdoor activity called
Interesting.
phase diving, which allows us to enter untethered space, which is an entirely different way to look at Koresh. It's an overlay that introduces new creatures, new objectives, new world quests,
Oh.
you know, new mechanics. And the cool thing about the Reshi Wraps, it sort of interfaces with so much content across Ghost of Koresh. You can use it in the open world, you can use it in the dungeon, you can use it in the raid, and in delves as well.
That's
Seeing
cool.
the world in the eyes of Ethereal sounds really, really cool. You mentioned delves. What is the new delve coming to Ghost of Koresh?
So we have a new delve coming in Ghost of Koresh, and this is called the Archival Assault. It takes
Okay.
place in the Azure Vaults. In
Yeah, they
Dark
could have put a
Palace.
delve
You
on
might be
Koresh,
familiar with
easy
that place,
peasy.
but this time it's chock full of Ethereals, Ethereal pirates, some brokers, and they're plundering the place, and we're going to put...
I'm going to do my lore rant covering, you know, the goof. But I'm going to also bring up my earlier lore rants where I talk about us going to Koresh. Because, yeah, I mean, we've talked about Koresh. We've talked about World Core Haranir. I was hoping that the raid cinematic was just a red herring. But here's the thing, and I'm gonna remember this going forward. You have to focus on what the majority of people are talking about. So I wanted to be different. I wanted the Harneer to get a full story, us to do the World Core Titan stuff, right? So that was pushing me in that direction. The Caverage Everyday people were still talking about ethereals. So it's like, of course they would do ethereals. You know, you had the original, when I was talking about raid bosses, when you talk about an end raid boss, yeah, Dementias fits that bill, especially the Dementias they put up here. Jeez, that looks cool. We'll talk about all that then.
Put a stop
But
to that
I'm
with
happy.
a
This
buddy
looks
grant.
good.
You'll be able to take advantage of your Reshi wrap to unlock unique challenge gateways. They might have boss rushes or unique challenge rooms and need the cloak to access
Boss
them.
rushes?
Additionally, we're doing a little bit of a social feature in here where you'll be able to see your friend's presence. They might be able to leave you messages. You see their ghost
Oh,
in
in
they
the-
died, maybe.
What?
Yeah.
So I can make fun of my friend dying
In
in a
this
church place.
specific delve.
Speaking of dying, let's talk about our nemesis for this season.
Okay.
You might be
Okay.
familiar with her.
Is it
Her name
Kaibeza?
Princess
Oh my
Kaibeza.
God.
You have unfinished business with.
That's her okay, that's cool. Okay. We thought she was gonna pull a fucking... I thought she was gonna pull a Zymox, right? It was very clear she was set up as a Zymox. But no, she's the delve. That's cool.
With her in Erebor. She's got a whole new bag of tricks for you. She's not going to hold back this time, and it's a 1v1 scenario, so
I love
buckle
that.
up.
And
That's
her
so
fight
exciting.
is good.
I loved her fight in Nerebar
Yeah.
Palace, and so I was always wondering where she vanished off to, because you don't actually defeat her.
Yeah.
Let's head back to the outdoor world. What can we do on Koresh?
Yeah, there's two major systems. You know, the first one is called ecological succession. When we met the ethereals for the first time in Netherstorm, the two things that I noticed
this is
were their
cool.
energy forms and their
This
really
looks-
cool
this
ecodomes,
sounds
right?
cool.
These systems that allowed them to create
are we doing
biomes
here?
inside that didn't match what was outside. And here, basically, you'll be helping run one. Venari is trying to bring life back to those shredded parts of Koresh. And with that, she needs your help to fill it
Oh
with
my God.
animals and creatures that really thrive in the Koresh ecosystem. What
That's
this means is
awesome.
that she'll ask you to go back to previous zones, get animals, and experiment and see if
Dude,
they can
it's Proto
survive
House.
in the Koresh ecosystem, and then release them to create a thriving ecology.
That's
Think of
awesome.
it as like a void Jurassic Park, where you're just sort of like trying to make sure that this beautiful place can thrive.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The other
Just
feature
like
I want to talk about
the
is phase diving. I already
Burning
mentioned it a
Crusade
little
stuff.
bit when I was talking about the Reshi ramps, but it's basically an overlay across all of Koresh where you get to
Okay.
switch to energy form and enter untethered space to access a whole slew of new content.
That's
You
cool.
can expect to see anything that you'd normally see in the
Hopefully we can get it week 1. I'm kind of worried this may be a week 2 thing.
outdoors, you know, treasures, rare,
But it does seem like we may get it
objects,
quick.
all that. But there's also things that are unique specifically to phase diving. One of the features that I can talk about here is called warrants, where you're going to be helping the constable of Tazavesh hunt down notorious monsters.
I'm still so curious how Venari returns to Tajavesh and gets them to bring it. It may be with So. We may be, the one dude that we helped out in Tazavesh may be the one that's like, yo, yeah, we gotta
I'm looking
pull
forward
up.
to also building my
Because there is that huge connection between the ethereals and the brokers, we find out too.
ecosystem. That sounds so cool. Anything with animals, you got me sold. Earlier we spoke about the new raid. What else is coming to season 3?
Oh, there's a lot to talk about here. So first off, we have a new dungeon coming with Ghost of Koresh. It's called Ecodome Aldani. It's very important to
Aldani.
the ethereals. It's a 3-boss dungeon.
Oh my god, they call it Aldani. We go into Aldani. We watched Andor, so we know.
We're going to be fighting through Devourers, invading one of these places, eating some of the wildlife stuff I talked about earlier. That's bad. We're also going to be fighting off a force of Wastelanders that have taken
Some
over this
Devourers.
place. We're going to fight our way through and figure out why they want this
Wastelanders.
place. One more note with this dungeon is it is
Yo!
immediately available
Oh my god, we are getting playable ethereals. I got Wastelanders, I got
on
this.
normal, heroic, and baseline mythic
Oh,
with the
it's
update on
coming.
Ghost of Koresh.
Not in this
I
patch,
think
I
the
don't
really
think.
cool thing about Ecodome Aldani
Unless they
too
say it
is
in like
that
2 seconds.
the canonical route that the storyline takes place is the campaign, the raid, and then Ecodome Aldani. And that's not a thing that we do often, you know? So I'm really looking forward to
Interesting.
seeing how people react to this cadence.
So what are the dungeons in the
Interesting.
dungeon pool?
Oh yeah, let's dive into that as well. Let's talk about the returning ones first. So we're going to head back to Revendreth and visit our friends, the Venthyr in the Halls of Atonement. The next
Oh,
two,
no.
like Steph mentioned, Tazvesh is coming back. So we
Tazavesh
said
is back.
Tazvesh should come back.
Of course.
That was a mega
Yep.
dungeon when it was first introduced, so we're going to break it into two
Tazavesh
pieces,
is
of
back
course.
again.
We're going to have Tazavesh Streets of Wonder, where we're actually fighting through the markets and bazaars and streets of Tazavesh, chasing down Solia. And then we'll have the second half, which is Solia's Gambit, where we're chasing him through portals and eventually having our final showdown. Tazavesh will also be returning as a mega dungeon experience in Ghosts of Koresh. Starting with Season 3, you'll be able to play it in hard mode as the baseline mythic difficulty. It'll have increased challenges, hard mode mechanics, and really awesome rewards. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, we also had a community vote for the last 4.
Hold
what were
up.
the winners?
I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, we all.
And able to play it in hard mode as the baseline mythic difficulty.
So okay, so the hard mode will be the baseline mythic.
It'll have increased challenges, hard mode mechanics, and really awesome rewards. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, we also
Alright,
had
maybe a
a
new
community
disc?
vote for the last 4. What were the winners?
Oh, we
Yeah,
know
it
who
was
the
really
winners
cool
were.
to see what players' favorite dungeons were in the War Within, and the 4 that players chose were Operation Floodgate from
It's back
Season 2,
again.
going back to punch some goblins, Priory of the Sacred Flame,
Priory.
just awesome Hollowfall vibes.
So we got
throughout.
two
And then we're gonna
Tazavesh's
round
new
that out with
dungeon,
2 dungeons from Season 1,
Halls of
the War Within,
Atonement.
Arakara, City of Echoes, and the Dawnbreaker.
And then Dawnbreaker
Quick note for Season 1
Arakara.
dungeons, we
Okay.
are going to take a pass, on the visuals, the
the
combat
two they just-
pacing, the cast times, the number of abilities even, to make sure they're aligned with Season 2 dungeons.
Are there any other important notes for players to know about for
Tuning.
Season 3?
Actually, not directly Season 3 related, but on the day of the update for Ghosts of Koresh, you're going to have access to non-bountiful delves and all Season 3 dungeons for heroic and baseline mythic difficulties. That means there will be Season 3 too.
Okay, they're telling us the cadence now. So on launch day, all Season 3 for heroic and baseline mythics.
You're going to have access
Interesting.
to non-bountiful delves.
Non-bountiful delves, though. But base mythics.
And all Season 3 dungeons for heroic and
Okay.
baseline mythic difficulties. That means there will be Season 3 tuning in there, but also Season 3 rewards. You can get yourself a head start. Of course,
He's saying a head start. So we get that buffer week confirmed for this patch, for this season.
us and the raid will open the following week, but you should have plenty to sink your teeth into on day 1.
Day 1
Oh, yeah.
Mythic
One more
Tazavesh
thing.
for the head
We've heard
start.
feedback for a long time now about how dungeon checkpointing works, especially in like Mythic Keystones where your timer's ticking down and whatnot. We're going to revisit our philosophy there on how long a run back is and when they unlock, and we actually want to visualize some of this in game through what we're
That's
calling
nice.
waystones. So as you
That's
unlock
nice.
checkpoints, you'll have an icon on your map, and you'll also have these stones that warp in and show you if I release, this is where I'm coming back. I don't want people asking that question anymore.
That's
That
awesome.
is so exciting because I can't
like
remember
that.
for the life of me every checkpoint in a dungeon. So thank you guys. And what about class sets?
Yeah, there's new set bonuses to talk about as well. And Maniforge are made.
That's either the warrior or the paladin. Ooh. Okay, let's see if the things line up. I don't think, I don't know if the hero talent thing is lining up. I mean, people are gonna believe it either way. So, warrior paladin. That feels like it's warrior because that feels like it's paladin. Just it's in a different color, but that could be warrior or paladin right there. That looks roguey. How much you bet that's the hunter? No, that's the hunter. That's the shaman. No. What is that? That's mage. That's demon hunter. I want to think this is hunter, but I also want to believe it's shaman. That's clearly warlock, and what she
Maybe let's find
got.
something different with the set
Maybe
bonus.
that's monk. She got monk. I think she's got monk. Monk, warlock. What could that be? Maybe that's priest. Wait, yeah. Monk, warlock, hunter, paladin, demon hunter, mage, rogue, priest, warrior.
bonuses. Up until now, they've been focused on your spec or your class. With this update, we're actually going to target your hero talents. So in my case, I play an arms warrior, I play Colossus.
Oh, there's warrior. Okay, cool. That's warrior. That's better. I'm glad that's warrior,
I'll
actually.
have bonuses targeting demolish, but also have spec hook.
I wanted to pick paladin, not because the color, because the color's clearly off. I'm just off. Just because we've seen paladin with this color, but now that I get a closer look, yeah, it's warrior-y.
Like a prop
Look at
warrior
that
versus an
helmet.
arms warrior to make sure that
I want to
they're
see
still
the
competitive.
helmet.
We got you on the
on the
spec level,
back.
but we're targeting hero talents.
Oh, that sounds really cool.
Yeah, and players can look forward to a lot of class updates as well. You know, a lot of talent updates for specs such as Brewmaster Monks and
Okay, I think that was right with the monk set.
Unholy Death Knight.
Oh, the DK set looking good.
Now, along with Season 3's PvE content, there's also a new PvP season. There are several PvP talents that are being updated as well. And for those of us who like outdoor world PvP, there is an entire
Interesting.
island called Vanquisher's Wake.
I'll be avoiding that.
And I'll be there.
Yeah.
Of course you would.
Interesting.
Before we wrap up, what are you both most excited for in this update?
For me, I'd have to say it's Dimensius.
Dude, he
It's
looks
going
so
to be a
cool.
cosmic level encounter. There's planets blowing up. It's awesome. Huge laser beams, you name it.
Whoa.
Additionally, I think we have a really awesome dungeon pool this season. I'm excited for players to check out Tazvesh hard mode.
All
I
right.
am also really excited about Dimensius. You know,
I'm excited. I'm not
from
gonna
the
complain.
Blueberry that he
Yeah.
was before.
I just hope we get Harnier at some
But the thing
point.
that I'm most excited about, we're in the War Within, and the War Within is part
I
of the
took my
War Soul
shot.
Saga, a trilogy of expansions that, you know, like interweave their story all throughout. And so the campaign and the story within Ghosts of Koresh will matter so much more to the next expansion than it has ever done before. I'm really looking forward to seeing how players
Okay.
go through the campaign and absorb the story.
I'm excited for everything.
You know, I've had my Mrs. 10.3 World Core Harnier patch. I wonder if it will come back around. Because they're saying all these expansions will play together. I just want to see the Harnier used. It just feels like a missed thing. But it's so good. It is so good to finally be getting back to this Burning Crusade lore, right? We had the lore walking. Should have been an obvious thing. We had the basically the trailer for Koresh, which was that skybox scene.
Thing you guys have mentioned.
This is really good.
That's Ghosts of Koresh.
Okay, so clearly we got Locust Walker, Illyria, and we're talking to that dude.
The Void-touched major update coming to the War Within. Thank you, Steph and Drew, for hanging out with me.
Okay, and then
putting
it's
all your
purple
hard
into
work
Purple
this
Midnight.
update. And thank you all for watching. We'll see you in Koresh.
Alright, so I'm gonna be real. I got some now theories for Midnight. This is good. I'm excited. Now I got more wrong theories to come up with. So, let's take a look. Continue the War Within campaign. In the Ghost of Koresh, the campaign continues as more pieces to a troubled puzzle fall into place. With the release of this content player update, we will be able to immerse themselves in the War Within story as it leads into the next chapter, with some unfinished to be had on Koresh, and the specter of an old enemy looms. Forces with ill intent are determined to bring forth dimensions to all devouring once more to finish off the Aetherius. Should he arise, Azeroth will also be in peril from this dangerous Voidloid. Okay. We're cooking again. Because we're back. You know, we're going back theories. Okay, we're rolling back theories. Alright, Harnier Warcore. It's bury it like the Titans did. We're burying it like the Titans did. Okay. We go into Koresh. The Shadowed Worlds. Home of the Aetherius. What are we going to learn? So we got... Xal'atath does not want this, right? So all the people, myself included at some point, they were like, Xal'atath is pro-Dementius. Not the case. So, when I was thinking back, right? Remember when I was talking about Xal'atath? You know what? This isn't a lore rant. It's almost turning into a mini lore rant. I'll save it. Either way, the Xal'atath Dementius divide we've been seeing coming. Because Eridicron would not have given Xal'atath the heart if she was going to blow up the planet. Because he cares about the planet. Alright. Shadowy forces bring Dementius back. So they snatched the Dark Heart and are going to bring Dementius back. Clearly, he's a boss. They're bringing him back. Players will also have the opportunity to explore Tazarvesh and the Veiled Market, work towards restoring the ecosphere and the ecodomes. That's awesome, though. Veiled Market is back. So Tazarvesh is coming back. I'm still curious if all the cartels teamed up, if we're going to see a cartel that is pro-Dementius. Not just a dungeon in Ghosts of Koresh content, Tazarvesh the Veiled Market has been brought from the Shadowlands to serve at home. They're like, hey, we're bringing one of the good things from Shadowlands back. Tazarvesh. Take the cities from the cosmos beyond, allowing many to survive. It may be Venari that gave Tazarvesh the tech to get into the physical world. Or maybe they already could. That's so interesting, though. The idea now is so... I can't wait to get into this, because I was talking about this lore, the connection between the Ethereals and the Brokers, and how you can get that connection. It's very interesting. A massive facility built upon the planet to harvest cosmic energy. Players will fight their way in through this raid dungeon to take on the Shadow Guard Ethereals, who set their efforts towards reviving Dementius. You'll join with your allies to ultimately fight Dementius in the cosmic battle of truly epic proportions to stave off what could be the end of Azeroth as we know it. So, it looks like we're going to fight it off. That's going to be so interesting. So, knowing that this is Midnight comes next, so we fight Dementius. We're gonna beat him. Then the elves are gonna get back together, and then the Sunwell is gonna pop Void. Basically, is gonna be what happens. Like, this is gonna be really interesting how we get there, because there's gonna be 2 patches in between Midnight and this. Okay, 2 patches. I swear one of them better be Haranir. I'm going to lose my mind. But, very interesting. And this cloak is popping off, right? This cloak is going beyond cloak. Okay? This cloak seems to be going beyond cloak from what they're talking about, from what it's looking like. Harness the power of the Ethereals and see the world through our eyes. Reshi Cloak, new artifact. So, get ready to not use your cloak slot. Wrap up and go phase diving. I do wonder... I hope we get this day 1. But because it unlocks something, I'm almost like, is that time gated? Is that going to be time gated? The new delve looks good, so we're heading in. Wait. Found within the Azure Vaults within the Dragon Isles? Found within the Azure Vaults within the Dragon Isles? Yo, we going back to the Dragon Isle. Yo. I'm making mistakes. Blizzard's making mistakes. I'm pretty sure this isn't in the Dragon Isles. They're plundering the delve, using the Reshi routes to unlock unique challenge gateways to boost bosses or challenge rank. You make it against the friends within the delve. So this is cool. This is basically the full Souls-like delve. You'll see, like, dead ghosts of stuff, like, popping up. You know what I'm talking about if you played a Souls game. And I'm really excited that it's Kai Veza as the delve boss for this season, because I also like the fight. So that's going to be nifty. And we all knew she was coming back. So, I was hoping maybe they pushed her to Midnight. Maybe they pushed some of the stuff to Midnight to give Haranir a patch. Like I said, we get an Ethereals, though. What's interesting is this Venari? This is awesome. I hope she has her own cartel. She deserves her own cartel. If she took over the cartels, that'd be great. If she's like, I literally went to the first ones, I'm the boss now. You'll help them fill the creatures. I wonder if Fareem is back. Wait a minute. I want to see Fareem. I hope Fareem's brought back too. Eco Dome Aldani. Nice name. We got Devourers. And I do like this idea of when they talked about the story. So we'll do the campaign. So the campaign will probably be like, we gotta do all this stuff. They're gonna revive Dementius. Oh, they did it. Well, we gotta go in there and beat his ass before he's gonna eat our world. And then after that is when the dungeon happens. You'll face the Wastelanders who have dug in and learn their purpose within the Ecodome. Interesting. So that would be interesting. And then maybe this will lead to playable ethereals down the line. This is going to be great for M+ers. Of course, class updates. We got some new tier here. So this is Warrior. I'm still thinking that may be Paladin. This is... I'm pretty sure that was the monk set we got a better look at. I'm still solid that's Warlock. That's either Shaman or Hunter. That's DH. And we know that's Mage. Rogue. PvP updates. Several... See, I was hoping for more for this. But they're getting an island. Maybe the island's got some cool stuff on it. Maybe the Vanquisher's Island is cool. And then we got a whole PTR to test. We got data mining yet? Here, let me pull up the site. See if they got anything else. Alright. No, it's just post all about the stuff I'm talking about. Whoa! Alright, well, if you were only watching me for Harnir Hopium content, well, it's done. Oh well. But, I'm excited for Koresh. This looks good. You know, we're returning to debate. I gotta remember this. Blizzard is actually very easily predictable. Right? Dementius fit as a final boss. You know, I've talked about it. So now... in this week's lore rant, I'm going to take all of this stuff, right? Right? As one theory goes out, I'm a sponge. As one theory gets squeezed out, we got to fill it with a new one, right? And we're basically retreading, going back to what were we talking about with Xalatath, all right? What I was talking about was Xalatath. I need to go back to that, and we need to think. But I'm excited. This is going to be good. I'm going to be testing this on the PTR this weekend. And as soon as it's up, I'm going to be on it. Everything looks good. We got mysteries. We got ethereals. And we got... one missing thing. The rewards refresh. What's that going to mean? Right? Because that was on the roadmap. You know... and we did get confirmation about the bonus week. So I think that's great. Them giving us that is great. So I'll see y'all next time. August 5th. 100% with the date. I've been right about dates. That is one thing I am 100% right on. Usually is dates. Alright. But I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.